Hello, today I'm going to talk about addictions and spirituality. And I'm going to talk about how also spirituality has impacted me negatively and positively through my addiction and my addiction process and just the whole experience there. But first I want to start off by saying I don't believe there's really, good or bad or black and white to anything. I believe everything is super fluid and moving, and there's always positive and negative aspects in every situation I can think of. So I just want to say spirituality is neither good or bad to me, but it's just some ideas that I've taken from it that have really saved my life and have helped me live, a much better life too, addiction free. So I want to start as well by saying that I don't think anyone is truly powerless to their addictions. I know in a lot of AA meetings and NA meetings and stuff, they say that an addiction is a disease and you're pretty much powerless to it and you'll be addicted forever. But one sec. Oh God, just need a sip of water. Yeah. But I don't believe any of us are powerless to anything. I think addictions to me, they're like a crutch to help you cope with the reality you're living, because it's like numbing the pain because the reality is so uncomfortable for you. So yeah, I grew up in a slightly dysfunctional home and I just struggled with depression my whole life, and I never really found much enjoyment with my day-to-day things. I had a lot of self-worth issues and things like that. I was very, very addicted to, smoking weed, cigarettes, alcohol. Almost every day I was just so uncomfortable with the reality that I was living that going a day without it, it just bothered the shit out of me, And I want to start by saying the negative stuff that spirituality has done for me, and then continue on with the positive shit. So, spirituality is a very beautiful thing, and it teaches you a broader perspective of life, and it definitely helps you open up your consciousness to higher possibilities and higher understandings about, oneself and life and things like that, and that's all beautiful. But there's some teachings that I tried to follow that, really impacted me negatively. And being such an emotional person, this idea of detachment and, transcending one's feelings and human consciousness it just didn't work out for me, okay? The more I did that and the more I detached, the more I realized I'm running away from my feelings, my emotions, my crap. I'm running away from myself, and maybe that's why everyone else is too, running away from me, right? And the thing about the law of attraction is, your false core beliefs that are negative and crappy, it's going to be mirrored into your reality. So that sucks ass too. So it's like you're caught in this cycle of just feeling like shit every day. And I couldn't understand that, and I was fighting it so hard, and I was like, I don't understand. I'm meditating, I'm, doing the work, I'm going to these seminars and whatever, and I still feel angry inside. I still feel this deep, overwhelming sadness. And and so then I had to really pay attention to that and think, why is this happening? If spirituality is not saving me. So I decided to look up a few different gurus on YouTube as well, and there's some very beautiful and smart people out there, by the way. Oh my gosh. But some of them really talk about how that's actually harmful to you, is to transcend your human emotions and things like that. And I really see why now, because the moment I faced myself and my inner demons, and I looked at my sadness, and I said to myself, 100% okay to be what you're feeling right now, simply because that's your truth and that's what you're feeling. And that was the moment I said, I realized that sometimes I hide my pain, for approval from others, because, no one wants to be around someone who's constantly in pain, but the problem is that was my truth, that I was. So I had to let that go. I had to let go of the idea of getting connection, because I thought if I'm sad, I'll never get love and connection. That was my false core belief. But I had to face that. I had to look at my pain and allow my pain as much time as it needed to, and even not knowing for sure if I would heal or not. That was the scary part. But by doing that and just acknowledging the truth of who I was and what I was feeling, I actually started to feel better. I actually said, you know what, it really is okay to feel how I feel. And I started feeling almost like a child again. Like I could feel it's okay to feel what I'm feeling in that moment. But, and, I'm not saying if you're angry, go shoot a bitch or whatever. But if you're upset, let it be known, cry, if you're mad, throw some rocks over a cliff, or go punch a punching bag. This stuff needs to get expressed, and because energy is flowing, and so even emotions and thought forms are all energy. And so when you can express it and you can let it flow, completely flow, it'll flow right through you and it'll go away, and you'll feel light and you'll feel refreshed. It's a healing process, you see. And your shitty emotions are learning experiences through your healing process. It's for me, it's like when you're barfing, it's like you're purging up shit. You're purging up all this horrible pain inside that you've felt or accumulated over time, right? It's like taking a massive dump at the end of the day because you're releasing all your shit. You know what I mean? If this stuff is not paid attention to, it just stays inside of you, and then you're just one big constipated, depressed fuck. And that's okay too. That's the thing, this is the part of spirituality I love, is it's that unconditional love, that you're loved and you are who you are, and it's okay to be what you're feeling right now. It's just okay. And that's the thing about spirituality. There's no judgment, there's no conditions, there's no anything like that. There's no restrictions. That's why I think it's so beautiful, and that's the part of it that really saved my life, because when I could really do that for myself, I started to build a relationship with myself, and then I found my authenticity, and then I could live in more accordance to my life. And so I can attract the job that I really want to work into my life, and I can attract the home or the location that I really want to live in. Maybe I'm a nature girl. I want to live in nature. So, here I am living around trees and shit. It's fucking beautiful. And it's really helped me with the relationships in my life too, because I realized, I'm scared to be alone. I was so scared to be alone, but I never felt connected to the people around me. A lot of them had addictions and bad habits too that was very low vibration, and I'm not saying they're any less than I am, because I was there. No one's ever less than you. They're just at less or more than you. They're just at a different vibration, a different journey in life, having different experiences. But what it was is I was no longer a vibrational match for these people, these negative people in my life. And so that was the beautiful part, was as hard as it was, is I started to attract people, more like-minded souls into my life, and really that's when I started feeling more connected. At that point, I started really feeling the love, and that's all I've ever really wanted, was to not feel so alone inside, and really feel love and connected, and just enjoy the present moment as it is. And that's another thing too that shapes your perspective too, is that gratitude there, that gratitude to waking up and being alive in the morning and smelling the coffee, roasting. Coming outside and hearing the wind blow through the trees. It's these things that stop you, that put you in the present moment, that help you realize your reality doesn't have to be so bad. And if it is and you can't control it, it's a learning lesson. And it's something that you've experienced and that you have learned from. And see how it's treated you and how you've come out of it. But basically, this whole healing process is helped me so much that I don't need a crutch for my day-to-day things. I don't need a crutch anymore. I can walk on my own 2 feet, and that's the beautiful part. And it's okay to fall down and to need help walking sometimes. Like, that's another fucking beautiful thing about spirituality, is it's just a journey. There's nowhere to be. There's no hierarchy of how enlightened you are. The best part is I know how much I don't know, and it's okay, and, it's, God, like, I can love even the shit things about life, and I find it so beautiful to me. It's like, if you've ever seen a painting that's dark and gray and evil, or kind of horrifying to the eyes, it's still an art piece. It's still got that beauty to it because it's real. And because nothing is ever good or bad in my eyes completely, life is just, it's just back and forth. It's like, it is like a pendulum swinging. Yes, I'll feel sad and I'll go through shit. But then there'll be days where I'll be happy and I'll experience that, and life is a constant ebb and flow. It's waves going up and down off the shore. It's the friggin' weather every year. It gets dark and gray, and then it gets happy and sunny again, with its new beginnings and its endings, and the constant cycles of life. And knowing that is to always trust that even if I am feeling shit, yeah, I will be okay. And that's just fucking beautiful, man. Fuck yeah. Yeah, dude. Okay. Alright, guys, that's pretty much my experience with addictions and spirituality. Maybe one day this advice will help somebody. I hope so. But other than that, take it with a grain of salt. And, yeah. Have an awesome day, everybody. Peace out.